जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोतर श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, Verse number 26. Satyavratam Satyaparam Trisatyam. 26. 10 to 26.
26 there.
You're reading or?
No, I'm reading.
Which one are you reading?
26, 10, 3, 26.
10, 3, 26, huh? Oh, sorry. Oh, मैंने 10 to 26 किया. Wait. Oh, योयम कालस्तस्य ते व्यक्तबन्धो चेष्टम आहुश्चेष्टते येन विश्वम् निमिषाधिर्वत्सरान्तो मह्यांस तं त्वेषानं क्षेमधाम प्रपद्ये। योऽयं कालस्तस्य ते व्यक्तबन्धो चेष्टामाहु चेष्टते येन विश्वम् निमिषादिर्वत्सरान्तो मह्यांस तं त्वेषानं क्षेमधाम प्रपद्ये। योऽयं कालस्तस्य ते व्यक्तबन्धो चेष्टा आहु चेष्टते येन विश्वम् निमेषाधिर्वत्सरान्तो मह्यांस तं त्वेषानं क्षेमधाम प्रपद्ये। योऽयं कालस्तस्य ते व्यक्तबन्धो Cheshtamahu cheshtate yena vishvam. Nimishadhir vatsaranto mahiyam. Tam tveshanam shema dhama prapadye. Yoyam kalastasya te vyakta bandho. Chestamahu chestate yena vishvam. Nimishadir vatsaranto mahiyam. Tvam teshanam shema dhama prapadye. O inaugurator of the material energy, this wonderful creation works under the control of powerful time, which is divided into seconds, minutes, hours and years. This element of time, which extends for many millions of years, is but another form of Lord Vishnu. For your pastimes, you act as the controller of time, but you are the reservoir of all good fortune. Let me offer my full surrender unto your Lordship. Purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhu. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 552, Yak Chakshur Esha Savita Sakala Grahanam Rajas Raja Samasta Sura Murti Rashesha Teja Yasya Knyaya Brahmati Sambrita Kalak Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. The sun is the king of all planetary systems and has unlimited potency in heat and light. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. Although we see the cosmic manifestation as gigantic and wonderful, it is within the limitations of Kala, the time factor. This time factor is also controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakriti suryate sa characharam. Prakriti, the cosmic manifestation, is under the control of time. Indeed, everything is under the control of time, and time is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Supreme Lord has no fear of the onslaughts of time. Time is estimated according to the movements of the sun, Savita. Every minute, every second, every day, every night, every month and every year of time can be calculated according to the sun's movements. But the sun is not independent, for it is under time's control. Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakra. The sun moves within the Kala Chakra, the orbit of time. The sun is under the control of time, and time is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Lord has no fear of time. The Lord is addressed here as Avyakta Bandhu, or the inaugurator of the movements of the entire cosmic manifestation. Sometimes the cosmic manifestation is compared to a potter's wheel. When a potter's wheel is spinning, who has set it in motion? It is the potter, of course. Although sometimes we can see only the motion of the wheel and cannot see the potter himself. Therefore, the Lord who is behind the motion of the cosmos is called Avyakta Bandhu. Everything is within the limits of time, but time moves under the direction of the Lord, who is therefore not within time's limit. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangulangati Girim Yat Kripatham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarana Vanchakalpatureshya Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaः. Everything is within the limits of time, but time moves under the direction of the Lord, who is therefore not within the time's limit. So, over here, we are going through the process of the Lord's appearance in this material world. And we can see how the Lord himself is Kala. So he is not affected by time himself. So when we take birth, we have a specified time, that this is the time of birth and this will be the time of death. But for the Lord, it appears to us that he is within the time limits, that oh, he was born on Janmashtami, so his disappearance day is also going to be on such time. But it's not like that. It seems to be like that. And that's why it is mentioned that he is Avyakta Bandhu, because we cannot see him. The analogy that, the Lord is time is very difficult to understand. It's like anything in this world. Okay, so let's say we are all sitting over here. So the movement which I am doing, the movement of the sun, the movement of the air, the movement of the atoms, the movement of the electrons and protons is pushed by the element of time. Yes? Because of that time, we can understand that, oh, this is the spring season and we are going to get flowers. Yes, that we have beautiful flowers for Shri Radha Madhav Hari. Which is that? Safa. In Marathi at least it's called Safa. But that is the most favorite flower Radha Maharaj likes. So we saw on Sunday that how he was beautifully decorated for Shayan Aarti. So the time of flowering, yes, depends on the season, correct? The season is dependent on the sun. And the sun is dependent on, Prabhupada is mentioning over here, is dependent on Krishna. Yes, on time. And time is dependent on Krishna because he is pushing the Kala Chakra. It is called Chakra. Why? Because there is movement. Yes, the potter's wheel is movement. We actually move it to get some, shape and everything. But the thing is that when we are doing anything in this world, even if we are speaking, our digestive system, our intelligence, our brain, the nerve cells moving here and there in our body, the blood streams, all of this is dependent on time. Yes, we've seen those reels, right? Like we have those movies and all, where they stop the time and then everything is fixed and nothing moves and then one person is moving around the whole thing. But the whole point is that if time stops, yes, there can nothing be done. Yes, nothing will be done. It's just stagnant. You will not even have decomposition, which we have put under the ground. Our worms are moving and having. No, nothing will happen. Why? Because every single thing is dependent on time. And one day, I was just sitting and then we were just talking about Bhagavad Gita or something. And then it came up that, Krishna is time. And how do we understand his time? Is actually the movement of the atheist and the Mayavadis also is determined by time. Yes? They are also dependent under time. They are not above time. How much ever the Mayavadi says that, I am God, but eventually he does have to go to the bathroom. He still has to go to the bathroom. But who is doing that? It's the movement of the time. Yes? It's the illusion that we have that now I will do this and this will give me this. But that this will give me this is on the assumption that the time factor is going to make that happen. And that's why Prabhupada is mentioning this example of the potter's wheel. Who has set that in motion? The potter, correct? So, for time, who has set it up? Krishna. He is going to push. Earlier we had this series called that, Shri Krishna, on DD, Doordarshan. And then, or Mahabharata, and they had that Kala Chakra moving. And then he used to come and say that somebody used to say that I am, मैं काल हूँ or something like that. And that figure was very nice how they created that, right? And I was like, wow, what does this mean? I don't know. But the sound seems very nice. You're a kid and you don't understand stuff. And they have that narrative and everything. But actually, now that we think about it, it makes so much sense. It's because of the time movement, the Pandavas are doing something. The Duryodhana is doing something. And it's all dependent on only one factor, which is time. You know? It's like the movement which I have taken right now, we cannot get it back, correct? So how is that happening? You know, who's pushing everything at that every single second? Who's pushing the electrons and protons, the atoms in my body, the cells in my body, the bloodstream in my body, so that I can say something or I can do something, or I can digest whatever I've ate, last night, or the sickness which is going to come. Who is moving all that? Who's moving those bacteria? Within that bacteria, those atoms, who is moving that? And science will say what? It's all random. Everything is random. But this is not scientific at all. No, we observe that it is random. But the thing is that your speculation, your understanding of science, saying that it is random is not random. That's the most ironical part. They say everything is random, but that statement which they make is not random. That itself is a flaw. Then your statement should also be random. No, but no, this is like, yeah. And then they'll change the topic. You tell me, how do you say, how can you put these words? And how am I able to understand them? Why is that I speak right now and people are able to understand? Has that day ever come in our life that, I spoke English and then nobody understood it one day? And then you spoke something and I didn't understand? No. Those specific words are making sense to me in a specific way. And why is that? Because nothing is random. Nothing is random. But they'll come and say all this, and Prabhupada, and that's why Prabhupada, like Maharaj was mentioning this point, that Prabhupada is so great that when he came to the West, to the core of all this, modernization and, how should we say, the modern science and everything, the advancement in modern science when he came, the moon landing and everything, he openly said, no, they didn't go to the moon. And even today, when new devotees show up, like people become devotees, the first thing they question is that, hey, Prabhupada was wrong over here. How can a pure devotee be wrong? When I started out, and when I started reading the conversations of Prabhupada, initially, I used to love reading those conversations. Prabhupada will say so many things over there that the person will go baffled. And in one of the conversations, like, no, they did not go to the moon. And then I was baffled. It's like, how should I believe Prabhupada or should I not? But they say that, and then you search on the net and then you use your intelligence. And then even today, like last year or something, somebody came and asked me that, like they did not go to they went to the moon and then they went now also. How can you say all this? And then I saw, in one of the lectures of Prabhupada, he mentions that, that one conversation he says they did not. But in that lecture he's saying, even if they went to the moon, so what? But nobody is showing that conversation, that we couldn't care less what this modern science does, because it does not matter. To what? To our spirituality. The vaccine is like devotee care, right? The seminars which we did, it was mentioned about Yukta Vairagya, materially well situated and spiritually also. And then there was a debate. Do we need material advancement? Do we need to be materially well situated for spiritual advancement? And then one side was no, one side was yes. But the whole point is that a devotee, when Prabhupada, and then we went into all the details of how Prabhupada is saying, we need organization, we need institution and everything. But the thing is that Jainita Prabhu was mentioning this point. For a pure devotee who is actually Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, he does not see this world at all, difference between spiritual and material. That's a very beautiful thing actually. He does not see the difference at all. Because his intent to using that is what? For Krishna service. The intent is so pure that it does not matter whether he is on a ship, whether he is in a plane, or whether he is in a spaceship going to the moon. Because why? The only thing which he wants to do is what? To please Krishna. Yes? To please Krishna, to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Guru Maharaj. And that's why our intent, real bhakti is what Haldar Maharaj was mentioning yesterday. I was listening to one class. He was saying that real bhakti is when we have unflinching faith on Guru. I will, today Chandan Yatra, we start today Chandan Yatra for 21 days. We have Nasimha Chaturdashi also coming up. So today so many things happened, like Ganga Mai, there are so many things happening, we can see it on the net. But one interesting thing which I found was that the League of Devotees was actually inaugurated today. Prabhupada actually started the League of Devotees on Akshaya Tritiya. And it's such a wonderful day that Prabhupada chose, to start his mission. But apparently that mission failed. But he did not actually lose hope. And it's wonderful to see when Dol Shastri Prabhu was mentioning that, who can do this Prithvi Ache Yatha Nagaradigram Sarvatar Prachar Hoye Pe Mora? Which devotee will do it? And Prabhupada mentioned over there, a fool surrendered unto the lotus feet of his Guru, of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. A fool. A fool. It's his own statement. The thing is that a disciple should always think that he is a fool in front of the Guru. And Maharaj was mentioning this in one of the classes, Radhana Maharaj, and he was like, if you think you are better than the Guru in any way, that is like, it's like, you're not going to progress at all. It's very difficult to practice that, very difficult. To not think that you're not a fool, No, to think you're a fool. It's like, oh, this grammatical mistake. Oh, he should have behaved like this. Oh, why didn't he look at me? If I was in his position, I would have looked at every single person. I would have given time to my disciples. This is all bogus. Maybe not everybody is going through that. But it is so obvious because we have been, as engineers, we have been habituated to think that, what is the right and the wrong. The conclusion is either you are right or you are wrong. And that's why it's all, Prabhupada says, somebody asked him that, why are you brainwashing? He's like, yes, you need washing of the brain. Because, there's so much dirt. And that's why Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was mentioning this point, that if you don't start with Krishna, and you do not give pure devotional service, and you do not give the message of the Acharya as it is, and if you try to do bridge preaching, that person is going to be having dirt in his head for a very long time, and then you have to wash it. And then he might not get washed. He'll go away. So these are very important points. But the point I was mentioning was that even if the Guru is not, apparently we think that the Guru is not great. Yamunacharya in his story, when he was a kid, as in like 12 or 13, the king of that area, I don't remember the exact details now, but the king of that area, he had the head priest, very famous head priest. And then he used to go all over the place, all over the kingdom, and then used to actually tax all the ashrams. And they were told to surrender to the Guru. And his disciples used to do that. So Yamunacharya, being a very small kid, and he was in his Guru's ashram, and we know Yamunacharya is Ramanujacharya's Guru, Actually, Yamunacharya put all his legacy in the hands of Ramanujacharya to fulfill. So Yamunacharya, a great devotee already, so he's doing seva in the ashram, and then these disciples come over there, and they were like, oh, you give us this, you have to, your Guru needs to bend in front of my guru. You know, all of that stuff. Shri Shri Radha Madhavari Bhagwan ki jai. So you have to bend in front of my guru, and you have to give me the taxes, you know, and whatever that is, half of your whatever you have earned and something like that. And so Yamunacharya went in front of these disciples, and as a kid he's saying that you cannot do this, you know. If your guru is saying all this, then he's a bogus guru. He should not be doing this. And they all get angry. They'll be like, we will make sure that you all are killed, you know, and your guru is also killed. We'll make sure of that. And so they all go away. And because I'm giving it in short, Radhanath Maharaj gives a very big lecture on this, and it's very beautiful to hear. So Yamunacharya, as a kid, he's talking to his guru shows up over there. And the guru is like, what did you do? They are going to kill you. Because the atrocities that, you know, that head priest has created in the kingdom is not so easy. Definitely you have made a mistake and you're going to get killed. Why did you do this? How will you defeat them? You are a very small kid. Even I cannot defeat the head priest, the head guru of the kingdom. And Yamunacharya says a very beautiful thing. He says that maybe you cannot defeat him, but I have faith. I have total faith in my guru. By guru's blessings, I will definitely become successful. You know? And the amazing thing is that his guru has no ambition and he has no hope that he can defeat. But the disciple has so much faith in the guru that is like, even if you might not think that, but my faith is in my guru, that by his blessings, definitely I will defeat him. And I was amazed that, you know, we are thinking over here that, you know, if the guru is not greater than me, I cannot surrender to him. Yes? It's like he has to be materially great. He has to be famous. He is famous, that's why, you know, I'm his great devotee and I have to show him this and I have to show him that. And now I will also be prestigious. But over here, Yamunacharya is showing something very different. He has so much faith that whatever the guru is saying, whatever he is, however he is, he's always greater than me. And he's so great, you know, Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. He is like God, you know. And one of the Maharajas was explaining that when Prabhupada was on the planet and how he was welcomed at every single airport. You know, we've seen the videos. And this Maharaj was explaining, today do we see this kind of bhakti for Guru? No, we don't. You know, we don't see that level at all. And I was shocked that the faith that these disciples of Prabhupada had for Prabhupada is amazing. And what is the purport? We read that day, you know, Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru. All purports of the Shastras is revealed to whom? Not to the person who knows the Sanskrit, who knows the interpretation, who knows, you know, left, right, center, how to speak the class, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the best kirtan, how to do the best puja. It's not for that. All the purports are given to whom? Who has that devotion to the Guru and to Krishna. And Haldar Maharaj was saying that you cannot go ahead at all without having that faith, without having that love, without having that affection for the Guru. It's so important. And that's why Ritvikism does not work at all in any situation. Because they don't have only Guru. What will they do? They're going to fail either way. But the point is that today, because Prabhupada established League of Devotees, is on the basis of what? Of his Guru Maharaj's instruction. Trying to do what the Guru has said. Yes, even though he failed, but he did not lose hope, because his duty was to just try for his Guru. And that is what we should also try. Try to please the Guru, not in a way that we think he might be pleased, but whatever he wants us to do. Very difficult, but at least we can try. To just have that devotion, all these Prabhupada disciples, even if later onwards they did not do much, maybe they lost hope and everything, but they were always remembering Prabhupada. And that was their qualification. That is their qualification to go back home, back to Godhead. And on the other hand, Smarta Brahmanas, the great Mayavadi sannyasis, all the people who think that they know so much better than everybody else, where are they going to be? Max to max heavenly planets. They won't go back home, back to Godhead at all. Yes? No, not possible. So you have to be very careful on how we visualize our gurus, how we visualize our seniors. Even if the mistakes are done, so what? Have you done so much chanting what they have done for those many years? You haven't. At least we can give that much respect. Haldar Maharaj says this, उतना तो दो respect. उन्होंने at least तुमसे ज़्यादा chanting किया है. उतना तो they deserve or not. And I was laughing. And I was like, oh my God, It's like, it's very hard because when we have false pride and we think, we are engineers, we are from, this university and have done so much materially speaking. It's very hard to progress in bhakti, yes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chandan Yatra ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagvatam. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.